Well, good morning, everybody. How are you all doing today? So, I have decided to install a lift kit on the Blazer today. So I'll just kind of check her out and I'll show you what's going on with her. First thing I did a couple weeks ago is I repainted the whole frame. I want to make sure that looked really nice all the way down. I painted, lower control arms, everything. And I just put it on the lift when I did it, and I sprayed it in the spray gun so it all nice. I just used that cheap ass gallon of Rust-Oleum that I had laying around because I figured that's going to be better than nothing, and I didn't want to go through 10 cans of undercoat. I did buy some undercoating, so when this is all said and done, I come through here and I'm going to spray, touch up little areas with the undercoat, make it look better. This is the lift right here, kind of the important stuff. Everything we got going on is right here. This is a Trailmaster, a 5-inch lift. Was supposed to come with shocks, but this is actually a used kit. You say, why'd you paint it red, Chevy? And I go, well, it's definitely not to match that color red, because that is a way different color. No, I painted it red because at the time I was doing it, I was like, hey, this is going to be really cool, little red lift kit. I'll make it look really expensive underneath there, like the big bro trucks look like. They have the big red lift kits and they have the big aluminum anodized. That's what I actually want to do, is have that red aluminum anodized, because I have that winch cover, or the winch piece I'm putting on here, it's the red anodized, and I thought that would look really cool. When I put my custom bumper, I'm not using this piece of shit. So that's why I decided to paint it red. And I figured, if anything, I can always come back later and I will just paint it all black if I decide I don't like it. I've already got the back installed. See, this is why I did that. I thought that would look kind of cool, And then when you see other parts of the lift, you go, oh man, it's all red. So my friend Adam and I came over. He came over the other day and he helped me get this thing up on the lift and start doing the lift kit, and we dropped this axle. And you like those? It's my shock extenders. That's because I am a cheap ass and I didn't want to go spend another $200 on special shocks, and I didn't want truck shocks. Because my Jeep had truck shocks when we did the lift kit, and it just rode like shit all the time because it was too rough. So I figured if I build these shock extenders, and they're boxed in, they're welded on all the sides, they're welded on the insides of most all of this. It's welded up in here, and up on this back side, and up on this inside, and all the way around. So it's really strong that way. I welded all the way around, and then I just made it 5 inches because I figured my 5-inch lift's dropping this down that far, and because this is a flip over axle kit, or if that made sense. The axle was sitting on top of the leaf spring, so we did have to move it down, and so that's why I built these little pieces right here, because I figured that should counter for all that and kind of put the shock back in the right spot it should be. And so, like it would if you look at this thing, it was sitting up against this, it goes right there, so it is kind of doing its job. It's still kind of rusty. I didn't paint these are kind of just an experiment right now to make sure they work. I actually have a better design. I know these are kind of a shit design, but it was late and it was the idea I had in my head. So I did it, and as of right now it works. I took it down the street and back. I do need the rear sway bar connected though, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to extend these, and I'll probably just end up cutting this piece here off and extend it up. I think that'd be the best way, rather than trying to extend the ends here. Is where they connect. I'll show you. They bolt in right here, and they come down, they wrap around this part of the. That's where they connect. Maybe missing some pieces. Anyway, so I still got to build little bracketry and stuff like that, and it is still rusty because we took off old parts. This is I painted it before I even dropped flipped the axle. So we've got little stuff. I'm going to touch up little shit like that. Touch these up here. If I keep that design, I may actually throw them away. These are my other ones. These are the ones that came off the other truck, and I painted them red because I thought, man, they look kind of cool up there. Give it some more red. And I was like, because it's kind of a stock. These are stock, and I'm like, no, they wouldn't give you new ones of those. They are really beat to hell. The prep work was not all there. I've tried to prep them, I pressure washed them, and I sanded them up as best I could, but This still just kind of, yeah, that's why I figured I'll paint it black. All else fail, paint it black. So I gotta build this new drop down bracket. What am I trying to think about that? Yeah, I gotta build a new drop down bracket because obviously it's not gonna work. This was a used lift kit when I got it, so pieces and parts were missing. Like this piece here needs a bracket. And both of those are broken, but it's basically just a piece of flat strap. I can drill 2 holes in and I can extend that over 2 inches it needs to go. It's pretty self-explanatory, not too hard. But I did spray everything underneath here. I wanted to make sure it looked really nice when I did it, and I was spraying, so I was like, shit, I'll spray everything. So, today's journey is all about, you gotta cut the bottoms of these off. That's how the lift kit is installed. It's these little shits right there. The Trailmaster, it's not the best lift kit in the world, but it's also not the worst. So I decided, you know, I want it. I've been wanting this lift kit for a long time. On one of my vehicles, decided this is gonna be the one I do everything to, and if I don't like it, well, too bad. So we're gonna start, well, how am I gonna do this? Yeah, we're gonna pop off the ball joints. Pop off the top ball joint, pop off the lower ball joint, pop off all this shit basically. We're gonna take off this whole assembly, take it all the way out. While we're all the way out, we're gonna drop the third member and get this out of the way. Just so it's not just dangling there, because I have to actually drop that down. This is a new bracketry that comes with it. And this one here, all this shit drops down, which is kind of really cool, because what's cool about the Trailmaster, you actually get to keep the stock, your stock axle angle. It drops down everything, and it drops down the steering and everything else, so we gotta relocate the steering with this other bracket over here. So it won't be too bad. It's just kind of tearing all this shit out of the way, getting it all out of the way. While I'm up there, I might fix the freeze plug. I don't know if you can see where to go. I didn't even know how I seen it the other day. Well, the freeze plug here, over here on the driver's side, is leaking real bad. It's starting to leak. Oh, it's right there. It's that thing right there. So it's starting to leak, so I figure I'm gonna have to change that out. So I've got the third member out of the way, or the transfer case, or that's the transfer case. What is that? Ah, shit. Only when you start doing these videos you can't remember freaking jack shit. What is it called? Holy cow. It's the front axle. It's the I know the name, I honestly do. I just start doing these videos and I can't remember it. Alright. So we're gonna start doing that. Kind of show you as progress goes on, and maybe in another video kind of show you everything that's happening. But this is basically the lift kit up to this point. We already got that one dropped. We're still gonna finish building all the back stuff for it. So I'm gonna build all the back brackets and get the sway bar and everything right. And I might even put the wheels back on it, take it out for another drive. Little itty bitty wheels. I haven't brought over my giant wheels yet. We're putting 32s on. I figure 32s look cool. I bought those years ago, and they've just been sitting in my garage. I bought them like 2 or 3 years ago, and they've been sitting in my garage. But I've also had this lift kit for like 2 or 3 years too, just waiting to get put on. So excited because I finally get to get all this stuff on. Anyway, we'll show you how it goes. We'll see you guys later. It's called a front differential. See, I told you, the second I stopped filming this video, it was like, oh, popped right in my head. It's a front differential.